Welcome to the Rad Conversations podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Rad Conversations. This week we have author Stephanie Peters with us, and she wrote the book A Past Life Bleed Through. We talk about spirit guides, pendulums, and her shamanic journeys. All that and more coming up on this episode of Rad Conversations. And remember, if you enjoy the show, please like, subscribe, and share. All right, let's get into it. Stephanie, have you ever used dowsing rods?
Oh, I tried dowsing rods. They never worked for me. They didn't.
Really?
No, so what I ended up doing, what I ended up being drawn to was a pendulum. I ended up getting a pendulum, and I got the pendulum. His name is Leroy because he gave me the name. I had it for a couple of weeks, and I just kind of kept it on my body, kept it in my person. I have it on me right now, actually. And then one day I was walking past it, and I heard the name in my head, Leroy. And I stopped, and I was like, and then I heard it again, Leroy, and I was like,
oh, wow.
Okay. So then I went to my pendulum and I picked it up and I heard it again, Leroy. I said, okay, so you're Leroy. And so then I started practicing with Leroy, and I'm still, and what I did actually, my husband's a major sports fan. So we would ask Leroy about games if they were going to win or lose. And then we were keeping score as to how much Leroy was correct. So he was correct probably 90 to 95% of the time.
Did you ever put money on any of your predictions?
Oh, this is fairly new for me. This has only happened in probably the past, I'd say 3 to 4 months, that Leroy gave me his name and that we've been practicing, because these are all new skills for me. So no, we haven't bet or anything like that. I'm still trying to build that full confidence, with Leroy, and I try to ask things that I can get a definitive proof of to build that confidence.
This past Christmas, my wife and I decided, hey, no gifts for each other, blah, blah, blah. And about 3 or 4 or 5 days before Christmas, we're laying on the couch, and I'm like, you know what? I really want dowsing rods. And they're like $15.
Yeah, they're not much, no.
No. They're
not much.
Right, are divining rods, dowsing rods. And I go, you know what? I really kind of want those for Christmas. She's like, oh, you want those? She got up from the couch, walked outside, picked up the Amazon package on the front porch.
And there's dowsing rods there.
And she handed them right to me. I mean, it was perfect timing. This past summer on 4th of July, we went to a family event for her, and her aunt had a pendulum. And a week later, we're on a ghost tour in San Antonio, and they were selling them, and we got one, and we use it too. I mean, I don't have a problem with those at all, and I enjoy them. I have a problem with the Ouija board, though. Like,
I won't. I will not. No, I will not touch a Ouija board. Not touch it. Even as a little kid, I remember being a little kid, and I'm like, no. My friends thought it was fun. If I was staying the night, I left. Nope.
So what's the difference between the two? Because I feel like you're doing the same act. I'm with you. I don't want to mess with the Ouija board at all, but I love messing with the other stuff.
I don't know. It's a feeling. It's a gut feeling. I don't know. Even as a little kid, like I said, people think it's fun. So like you stay the night with your friends, you're 12 years old, people want to whip out the Ouija board. I'm picking up the old dial phone. I'm calling mom. Nope. Nope. I would not. I still won't. They're not allowed in my house. My teenagers were never allowed to have them in my house. No. I don't know. It's a gut. It's a feeling. It's one of those things that says no. And so I don't. Yeah. And I don't know what the difference is. That is a very legit question. But for me, it's a definitive no, and has been since a little bitty kid.
Yeah.
Since a little bitty kid. Another thing that was always very disturbing to me, because I get communicated with a lot in my dreams. When I was growing up, Freddy Krueger, big thing, Freddy Krueger. Terrified the snot out of me. I mean, my friends loved it, wanted to watch it. Me, absolutely not. Nope. Because I have always known from a very young age, your dreams are not just dreams. And something, somewhere, somehow connects to you in your dreams. And yeah, no. Freddy Krueger was never, that was always nope. And nope. It was another one of those things where it was like, I'm calling mom. I'm coming home. I'm not watching Freddy Krueger. I'm not. So, yeah.
What do you think goes on while we're sleeping and dreaming?
I think that whatever it is that's on the other side, whatever that is, whether you want to call it source, God, souls, I don't know, whatever it is that's on the other side that I believe in 100,000%, even more so now. I think our inhibitions are down. We're pulled out of the matrix. We're in a state, and whatever that state is, I think the veil is thin. I think the wall is thin, and I think that I feel like there are rules on the other side. We don't necessarily know them, but just like we have natural rules and natural laws here, and I can see so many connections in that way. That's a whole nother podcast. But I feel like that is one of the ways, one of their rules, or their, they can come through that way. They can come through that way. And so I think that when we sleep, we kind of have a door open, creak, and then.
So do you feel like while we're sleeping, we are open to things coming to us, or do you feel like we leave our consciousness and travel around?
Both. I think both. I think that whatever that veil is, I think it's thin. I've been taught in my therapy how to shamanic journey, and I know that I've shamanic journeyed to other places, and I've told people what they were doing, and I saw how they were sitting or what was next to them.
What's a shamanic? I have never heard that.
It's so the therapy that I received that really saved my life, and I'm gonna shout out here to Moon Rising Shamanic Institute. It's 3 ladies, and they, through my trial and error process, which we haven't even gotten to yet, I ended up there, and they saved my life in many ways. I mean, they saved my life because, number one, they made me feel like I wasn't crazy, that something was really happening to me. This, I guess, skills and abilities and gifts that I have, they've taught me how to tap into them, how to enhance them. And one of the things that they do is they do what's called shamanic journeying, and they have different types of music that they listen to that's at certain hertz, at certain vibrations or whatever. And so there's a set of drums that I preferably listen to. It's all about what resonates with you. So the particular music I listen to, you go into a meditative state. And when you go into this meditative state, information comes to you. You go to information. It's a journey. It's back and forth. And so in this meditative state, I've met my spirit guides. I've met my angel, whose name is Timothy. I communicate with Timothy and my spirit guides all the time. They give me information that's very helpful.
And Timothy is different than Leroy?
Yeah, no, Leroy's my pendulum. Leroy's my pendulum. Yeah,
well,
Timothy
just
is my.
Wait, you named the object, or is that the spirit that talks to you?
No, Leroy named himself. That's my pendulum that named himself. Like, that's when I was walking by it and I just heard the name Leroy, and I stopped and I'm like.
So, okay, but is that the spirit that you talk to with the pendulum? Or is that just the object's name?
That's the object's name, but the name was given to me. So
right, no,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Is there a spirit connected to the pendulum? I don't know. I mean, I can tell you I was drawn to this particular pendulum. Because first I got drawn to pendulums, but then when I got drawn to pendulums, I didn't go get one. I mean, I just knew that I was drawn to pendulums. I knew the dowsing rods were not vibing. And then I was at a store one day and I was just, it's like calling to you. It's like if you say, hey, come here. And so then I'm in this store and I'm hearing, over here. So then I go over there and there's a rack of pendulums, and like, I'm just specifically drawn to one. And so when
Has a pair of shoes ever called you?
Do what?
Has a pair of shoes ever called you?
No, not necessarily a pair of shoes, no. But I mean, no. Yeah. But I have been called to, like, I don't know. I mean, I have been called to do something or not do something. I've been called to, like, go to a specific place, and then when I get there, I see something.
Can you share that?
Well, so here's an example. So I was at the mall with a friend of mine, and the friend of mine supposedly lost her wedding rings. They weren't really her wedding rings. They were wedding rings that she was babysitting that were going to go to a niece that was going to get married. Very expensive wedding rings. She lost them. She was crying. It was a whole big deal. And so I was sitting in the car and she was sitting outside crying, and I was just called to go to her house. I was just, go home. It's not here. Go home. Just go home. And she's like, I don't think it's at home. I said, I don't know. I'm just being called to go home. And so then on the way home, I just really tried. This was one of the very first times I tried to call on my own. And I told her, I said, it's sitting on a counter. It's facing this way.
Wow.
And it's like a bathroom counter, but it's not a bathroom counter. I'm being like, we have to go home. So we go looking, we can't find it. Well, she had her bathroom remodeled not too long ago, and they had cut out the granite part for the sink. Well, that granite part, that circle for the sink from the bathroom, was sitting outside on a table outside, and her rings were sitting on that.
Wow.
And so when we found them, she was like, because I was being called to go home, and I was being called to like a bathroom counter.
Wow.
So, but it wasn't the actual bathroom counter. It was that piece from a bathroom counter that was actually outside.
Do you think it helped that she was in a high state of panic? That, her emotional state was higher, that it kind of fed you more information? Or you said
Probably,
this was one of the first times.
yeah, probably. I would say that the vibration, the energy, the frequency was probably pretty intense. So it was probably easier for me to pick up, being new or, not so sure at it. So yeah, that's probably, but if I get in a situation where the vibration, energy, and frequency is too much, I'm out. I can't. I'm out.
Just overload to you.
I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. I won't do it. I mean, my husband knows too, because if we go somewhere, I'm like, we're done. Even like, yeah, can't do it.
I was going to say like a football stadium when everybody's cheering for the same team and it's good vibes. Like everybody, is that overwhelming for you too?
Yeah, that's overwhelming for me too. In my younger years, I would get so caught up in that I struggled to come down. I don't know, like say you're sitting on a chair or something in a stadium and everybody's stomping their feet and you can feel the vibration through your body. That doesn't stop for me.
Wow.
Like I can leave the stadium. My body keeps that vibration. It stays. So it's kind of like that. Like when I was younger and I did go out to do really big things like that, the vibration didn't leave me. Like the concert was over, the game was over, and my body stayed in that vibrational state. Like we're still stomping on the chairs and the vibrations coming through the chairs in your body. I stayed in that state for
wow. And
a while.
That's wow. But like you didn't just like, I got to get more of that? Because Stephanie, do you think everything's sound and vibration? Do you think
I think everything is vibration and frequency? Yes. Sound, light waves, all, if you think about like light waves, like my husband's like a chemistry physics, he's Sheldon, and he talks about all the time the amount of things we cannot see. And one of the examples he uses is like a ceiling fan. If you've got a ceiling fan, when you look at it, you've got 5 blades, right? But at some point, especially if it's like a really fast metal ceiling fan, you don't see anything. Those blades are gone. And, he says that like there's this whole world out there like that, just whizzing by us, and we just can't see it at all. Like it doesn't exist. But to me, in my mind, in my perspective, there's some people that can catch that frequency, that can catch that. And so, whatever it is that's out there, I think there are just some of us that we can catch those 5 fan blades, 6 fan blades, but everyone else just doesn't see anything because they're whirring so fast you don't even see them. That's kind of how I interpret it in my simple little mind.
No, I totally agree with you. Like, and we're all programmed to believe that there's nothing out there. It's just this everyday, day-to-day life, and there's nothing mystical or magical going on around us.
I call that being stuck in the matrix.
Yeah, and I say the Matrix a lot, and I'm just like, to me, it's like a placeholder right now, because and I think we're all here to live the human experience, whatever that means for each one of us. But I think we're going to replace that word Matrix pretty soon with something else. But right now, it's all we got. Yeah.
After my experience, what I believe, I grew up very strong Christian. Went to church, very strong Christian. And the Bible always says, you have one life. And I still fully believe that. But what I believe is this isn't life. Our soul is the life. This is just, and I explain it to people like going on vacation. If you meet me on vacation and I'm staying 2 weeks in New Mexico and I'm staying at a hotel, that's not my home. Looks like my home. I'm visiting there. I'm hanging out there, but I really live over here. This is my home. That's just somewhere I'm going to visit, stay. And that's kind of how I feel about it now. I feel like soul is life. We do have one life because we have one soul. This is our visit. This is our journey. We're here to learn and do things. And so I feel like the Bible is correct. We do have one life. This isn't life. This is the vacation. This is the trip to New Mexico at the hotel. We're just borrowing the body.
And I believe these are our meat suits so we can live the human experience.
Yes.
And people are like, well, why would I ever choose this? Why would I, if heaven's so great, or the afterlife, or that frequency, or whatever you want to call it, is so great, why would I ever come down here? And I'm like, well, people go camping when they have a house at home.
Right.
It's just roughing it for a little bit. You're going to go home eventually. So, it's,
well, and I believe, there's so many hierarchies and systems and things here that I believe are very, that are duplicate of what it's like on the other side. I believe like a lot of what we do here is little hints and little insights into things on the other side that are they're very similar. Like they're very much alike. Like for instance, like we have government, we have hierarchy, we have the president, and then we have the vice president, and we just have this hierarchy. I fully believe on the other side that souls are the same way, just like, or you have your parents, and then you have the kids, and then you have the grandkids. I fully believe on the other side, it's the same way. There are souls that are higher, and that there's just this hierarchy, and all of the souls all work together for the greater good. And so, so say, for instance, like here, we have parents. Our parents help raise us. Our parents help. The other side is full of angels, full of souls. But I believe we have an assigned one. Like, I believe we have an assigned. So just like we have a group, a family, a close-knit here, that even though there's people everywhere, we still have a hierarchy within that group. And I feel like it's the same way, like we're just duplicating that pattern in human form. I feel like it's like we're naturally drawn to that because that's how it is on the other side. So I still believe in like a supreme being, like a God, but then he has all his workers underneath him all, and everything just funnels up. And so I believe we come here because we're working through the funnel up to get better.
I believe I have a guardian angel / higher self. I have given that person a name, and I've not said it out loud at all. I want a psychic or somebody to go, hey, it's kind of like Leroy. It's a name.
It's a name.
It's a name, but it's not too popular.
Yeah.
But I haven't even told my wife what I call my guardian angel. But I just want somebody, and I believe in all this stuff. So
that name probably was given to you. You just don't realize it. Like you probably didn't name. The name was probably given to you, and you latched onto it for the reason because it was given to you.
Yeah, I felt like I was meditating, and I was like, okay, and I felt like I cleared my mind. I'm still trying to get better at that. But yeah, I do feel like because it was just out of the blue. It wasn't Dave or Brian.
It was given. Yeah. Well, that's like Leroy for me. I've never said the name Leroy in my life. I don't. Yeah. And when I told my husband it's Leroy, his name is Leroy, and David's like, what the? That's not. I'm not gonna. That's not a name. That's not a name that's not something. So your name was probably given to you. It was given to you.
Now, do you like when you're making a life decision? Go to Chili's or don't go to Chili's for dinner tonight. But do you get out your pendulum and ask the spirit guide, you ask Leroy, questions like that? Or how often do you...
That's fairly new for me, so probably not. I'm still, I've asked a few questions, questions that like if I ask a sports question, it's yes or no and I get the answer. So I'm just now beginning to ask those questions where I don't know for sure if it was right or wrong, but I'm going to do it anyways. I don't know, just something, should I go to the store or not?
Yeah. Should you go to the Bahamas
no,
on vacation?
Yeah, if it says no, if Leroy says no and I don't go, I don't know whether you know what I'm saying? Like, I've just now started asking those questions where I don't know for sure. Because I've really stuck to, I'm just now trying to quote bond, I guess, for lack of a better word. And so I'm just now starting to ask those questions, because I've been asking questions like, is my name Stephanie? Yes or no? Am I married to David? Yes, trying to build that bond. So I'm just now getting to that point where I'm asking those questions that, I might not see what the fruit is. I might not see what but I'm really trying to develop that like relationship, that confidence, that connection. So that's kind of in process.
So you have 4 kids between the two of y'all.
Right.
And this process you're going through is relatively new. Is everybody on board with you? Or some people not so much?
I really haven't expressed it really. So they're older, they're grown, they have their own families. Our son lives in New Braunfels, so really I haven't said anything to him. They kind of know about the poems in the book, but this is really the first time I've spoken publicly really at all. So one of my daughters knows a lot, one of my daughters knows some, and then the other daughter knows some. I have a couple of friends who know, so they know a lot more, but it's not something I've spoken about a whole lot. The book was cathartic.
And what's the name of the book, Stephanie?
It's a past life bleed through, and it's a collection of poems chronicling my journey. And it talks about like the past life and how that came about and remembering that, and which brought about all of these other things that we're talking about. It brought everything to the surface like a volcano that I was not ready for.
And people can find that book where?
So currently, right now, it is available on Amazon Kindle. Bookleaf Publishing, if you go to their website, it's available on their website right now.
Thanks for watching the show today, folks. And if you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and share. And like always, stay rad.